Ready to the Overwatch All-Stars Brawl presented by Star Esports. Today we are going to be continuing our double elimination tournament dedicated to our Tier 3 community here in Overwatch. We are powered by OmniCoach. Visit omnicoach.gg and use our promo code Star Esports for 10% off your first video package. Today we are going to be having another exciting game between Bermuda Academy and NYX in match number 4 of the main bracket. I'm Sir Waltham and I'm joined once again by Got Moxie. Got Moxie, how are you feeling about this game so far?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. However, I'm going to be honest. I hope that it's just a little more even than the previous match that we just got out of. I'm hoping for not a 3-0, but a big series that goes all the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be looking to see some big plays coming through from both teams. And before we get into it, we are, of course, going to be joined with a quick little pregame interview by McLamsey. McLamsey, why don't you go ahead and give us a little overview of yourself?
Yeah. So my name is McLamsey, and I am the owner and general manager of Bermuda.
Fantastic. Now, McLamsey, we know Bermuda, not in name, but certainly in roster. They used to be our old redacted, or not our old, but they used to be the old redacted team that we've come to know here in the Overwatch All-Stars Brawl. What made you decide to pick up the redacted roster for Bermuda?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think not only are the players extremely talented, but they're also young and have a lot of room to grow. And then they also are joined by a great staff.
Fantastic. I hope we get to see these players pop off even more so than before, perhaps. And now, looking, perhaps pre-redacted era Bermuda, you want to go ahead and give us a little bit of history about your team, a little bit of fun facts regarding your creation?
Yeah, so Bermuda actually, I guess we'll start with the name. It is actually inspired by a K-pop song called Bermuda. Not many people know that at all. And so that's kind of the creation there. We started with one goal in mind, and that was to show underrated talent in Tier 2 and Tier 3 that's just deserving of the spotlight and just need more nurturing environments to help them grow and push them. And that's not just with players, but also staff, designers, anyone that we have in-house. We really want them to grow and move on past us. Like, my goal is for everyone that is on Bermuda to leave Bermuda and go to a Tier 1.
It's a very noble cause. I know a lot of people would try to keep that talent kind of packed in towards their own team, but I really like the approach you're taking for it, Lamsey. Now, as we mentioned, you are the owner of this team. Why don't you go ahead and give us a walk through the day of being an owner, kind of what the standard day with your team is like, interaction-wise?
Yeah, I guess that's a solid question. It's a little bit different every day. So a lot of it has to do with just whatever's happening in the Discord. So, that can be anywhere from just sitting in, talking with the guys, just seeing what they're doing, to listening to scrims, to watching them play Minecraft and try to sell Pokemon in Minecraft. So it really depends on the day.
Fantastic. I mean, you gotta keep that face-to-face interaction going. And would you say that? Well, let me rephrase this. What would you say is your level of interaction with not only the managers and the coaches, but also the players? Is it pretty consistent, or a little bit more hands-off?
It's pretty consistent. My schedule makes it hard to fit around their practice schedules, but every time I get a chance, I always try to either play games, hang out with them in Discord. I definitely get to talk with the managers and staff a lot more, just because, it's more needed for the day-to-day.
Right. Fantastic. I mean, the day-to-day tasks, you probably want to get those done, on a regular. But while we were talking about the staffing, was there a certain process you went through in order to pick your staff as far as management or even coaching, if you have a hand in that?
Yeah, all my staff is picked the same way as players. It's all about their dedication and their talent and what they have done for themselves, because it shows to me, if you're grinding every day, you do it for yourself, then you're doing it for the right reasons. And I really just want all of my staff to, once again, be able to move up and move away from Bermuda. As much as it pains me to see them go, I love all of them, and I think of everyone on Bermuda like my kid. So I just want them to go be successful and get their own career and their own path.
Well, that is an incredible way to look at it. I look forward to seeing Bermuda Academy perform, not just in this game, but in the upcoming games. But I think we're about ready to hop into the action. So, McLamsey, thank you so much for coming in here, giving us a little bit of insight into you and your team of Bermuda.
Thank you.
You have a great game out there. Now, Moxie, to start, we're going to be hopping onto Busan. Any predictions coming out here just out of the gate?
Okay, so we've cast one game together, one series. But what I feel from you so often is kind of a love of pharmacy, and one which I share. And Busan, being a map that has no ceilings and plenty of open air, it's one of those that you can run either the Widowmaker or the pharmacy on, depending on which one you get. If you get downtown, yeah, you're solid. If you get mecha base, not so much.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Pharah is going to be as big an impact as we saw it in the previous rounds and the previous games, because it has seemed to be something that the teams are a little bit more comfortable running, but it looks like to start, I believe we're going to be going to Sanctuary.
Yeah, comfortable running, but apparently not comfortable running against. We've seen a couple of teams kind of flounder in the water when trying to counter that Pharah, whether it be on the McCree or the Widow. And actually, a glaring omission, at least from my perspective, is the Sombra teams just maybe not picking up the Sombra players.
Yeah, Sombra's one of those players that is, or at least for a long time, was very niche, whatever your preferred pronunciation is. But there were a lot of players who were specializing in her because they wanted to have that broader hero pool. And now I think we're kind of seeing teams maybe suffer for that. Either way, looking at the spawns right now, although I don't think we can take this as an entirely concrete read, I don't think we're seeing any Sombra quite yet.
Well, okay, I'm hoping that this is going to be an actual composition. I'm hoping that Cruz isn't. Oh no! I got baited! The first bait of the day, and I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. God damn it, Cruz. Cruz going to be on the pharmacy, and Brooks, actually, a hero that we haven't seen in play yet. The Ash. So we're going to get to see everyone's favorite Omnic Bob be coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. Ash kind of pretty good at spamming the skies as well. That Dynamite can build up a lot of ult charts. We'll have to see how Brooks uses it if they go with maximum effect. However, taking to the sky is going to be keeping an eye on Cruz for the moment. Going to get caught out a little bit, dropping low, and now we're seeing the tanks of the side of NYX going head-to-head, toe-to-toe, trying to fight onto point. Max Dimencio going to be taking down on Human. And right now, kills going all in favor of Bermuda. This is looking good for them so far. They're going to be cleaning up EMF and the Mercy played by Micro. And with that, they're going to take first possession.
Oh, Cruz lagging behind on the ultimate charge, 29%. If you look at Brooks, you can see exactly how much of an impact that Ash had on the fight. The Dynamite just dictates where everybody goes. You don't want to go anywhere where the ground is highly flammable explosives. And Brooks coming up pretty quickly to this first bob.
Yeah, not quite going to be floor is lava, but will be floor is very spicy. And with that being said, we're seeing the team of NYX take a little bit of a side route here. The Doomfist coming in, and Human going to be trying to get some punches in, but only punished by Brooks. Brooks playing a crack shot on that Ash for the time being. And now we're seeing Drake pop the Coalescence, trying to keep everybody up. And it's looking like it's working for the team so far. And now we're going to be seeing Bob rush onto the field, diving right in there, but the shielding going to be coming out from Dad Please Yes, and it's going to be preventing Bob from getting too many shots in, but still going to be cleaned up. Speaking of cleanup, Micro going to be one of the late kills alongside maybe Cruz. It looks like he's barely going to be able to get away. Okay,
so Bob was a buy time ult. It's basically, okay, make sure that we keep the point percentage in our favor, and now we've bought time for Kuya to come up to this gravitational flux. This Sigma ultimate, you can have it on its own. You can try and combine it with the Hansel Dragons, because you do see Max Dimensional get it pretty close to that. It's going to be dangerous either way, because Micro just a bit away from that sign barrier.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing that's quite dangerous is Cruz taking an arrow to the head from Max Dimencio. Going to be creating a little bit of a rift for the side of NYX. You don't want to see that delay coming through. They need to get on the point. They're probably only going to have time for one more team fight, and it's about to break forward. But as we see that Dembek and Kuya both going to be using their ultimates, the gravitational flux going to be coming through, not letting too much in the terms of utility there. And Human going to be taken down by Max Dimencio. Max Dimencio been doing pretty good on this Hanzo so far, and the big dragons coming through, going to be taking two. And without the point flipping once, Bermuda Academy is going to get a full 100-0.
Well, it's a little bit of a different story to the previous match. The side that picks Farah is actually the side that goes away the first half of the map down.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Farah isn't a necessary pick when you have the players to, or the characters rather, to kind of counter it and play against it, or even just the smart plays. But right now, it looks like that's not really going to be an option for either team. We will still be seeing that Doomfist Reaper, however, coming out from the side of NYX.
Well, I have to give it to Bermuda if you're looking at this DPS matchup. Doomfist May just has a little bit more impact, in my opinion. The Doomfist can just slam whoever he's wanting into that May wall. The May can just freeze everybody so much CC. The Reaper, he's a little bit less utile. You can't really get out and in quite as easily.
Yeah, additionally, it's not going to be the Orisa Sigma coming in from the side of NYX. It's instead going to be the Zarya trying to perhaps synergize with that Sigma. Not going to be working, though, as we can see the kills now starting to flow for Bermuda. The kills coming in. Brooks slamming Micro into that May wall, as we mentioned. Lucio Body's going to limp to the floor, and Brooks cleaning up with a neat 3 kills in the kill feed. And it's going to be Bermuda taking it rather quickly.
Well, you select a Zarya over an Orisa that takes all of those halts out of the equation. Which really, you do, yeah, we're seeing the swap now, they're gonna go, they've realized their mistake. You always want to have that halt on the table. It's so powerful, it's essentially a mini grav in your pocket.
Yeah, certainly going to be the case. And right now, it looks like we're seeing Cruz on this May. So no more Reaper in the game for the time being. Coalescence going to be popped from Raid, trying to keep everybody up, but Cruz not going to be able to save through that massive burst damage. And Human now going to be dropping. And Brooks going for the dive onto the Sigma, and the Moira are going to be dropping for it, but that's not going to be seeming to stifle too much of the Bermuda Academy's push, as they're going to continue to hold.
It's a very dominant one-sided affair currently. NYX, they just haven't found anything to really break through what Bermuda have been putting into this defense with. Brooks has this Meteor Strike, Cure is coming up to this Flux. We haven't really seen much ultimates get combined with it, but there is so much potential there.
Yeah, we're going to have to certainly keep an eye out for that potential. The Maywall coming in, going to be sectioning off the Sigma. Dad Please going to be getting caught in the Gravitic Flux as well. Killed before he even hits the ground. Brooks then giving a big punch to Raid. The kills continue to look so favorable for the side of Bermuda. The punch from Brooks going to be missing that Lucio, who might just be able to get away, but not quite so close to spawn yet so far.
I think the only ultimate that NYX is going to have up is actually going to be Unhuman's Meteor Strike, which in itself is still a little bit of a ways away. You do see Micro gaining very quickly on that sign barrier, but you actually, Carrots, he's been holding on to his. Max Dimensio, he's been slowly but steadily building up this Blizzard charge.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be using it to help lock down the point. You got to anticipate a big anti-nade coming through. Going to be landing on 3. Max Dimensio cleaned up right off the back of it. And we're seeing Brooks get the double kill on Doomfist. The punch and, well, the shots into punch and then follow up with another punch. It looks like Brooks is doing so much to try to keep this point as alive as possible, although they will be dropping. And with the Coalescence, with the Lucio, it's looking like Drake going to be one of the last few on point, and they're going to lock it down. Bermuda's taking this one.
That was a silly last fight. That was a very odd last fight where you have 2 supports on the point, and then the Doomfist goes off it even though you know that overtime bar is ticking down, and it's not a slow tick so often. That goes really quickly if you've been trying to contest that point for too long.
Yeah, that was pretty rough, and overall Brooks looked really good on this Doomfist. I know a lot of times it's easy to make a Doomfist look good, and for him to actually be good is kind of a different thing, but right now I think that they're really showing up in this situation.
A lot of times is a lot different to when I try to play Doomfist. I get all of the buttons confused. You know, I shift when I should have E'd, I E when I should have shift, and then I accidentally press Q and end up launching myself off into the Navispace. I don't know, Doomfist players, they make it look so easy, but it really isn't, and you do have to applaud because these players, they've put in some hard work to get that good at that hero.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're seeing it pay off in droves for the side of Bermuda, who will be taking an early lead 1-0, meaning that the map pick will now be in NYX's favor. Moxie, what do you think they're going to be going with here as we look forward?
Well, probably something that doesn't have these narrow corridors and close walls, because you have to expect the Doomfist at this point. Brooks has had such an impact, both on that Ashe and on this Doomfist. He really is the DPS player to watch at the moment, and if you're NYX, you're not watching him, you're watching your back.
Yeah, that's absolutely going to be the case here. But it's looking like the ban going to be coming through first from the Bermuda Academy. Going to be Hanamura, meaning we will not be going there at all for the rest of this set. this match, or rather, NYX still has the option to pick any map with the exception, of course, of Hanamura or another control, because we just played control. Go back to back.
Well, Hanamura is one that you can see why they would ban. Hanamura, you don't really have the Doomfist getting to go off on the sort of free reigns that he has on the likes of Busan. There isn't as many flanking routes. There's only really one way in, one way out. It's just a matter of how high it is. Do you go over the gate entirely? Do you go a little bit over the gate? Do you go for the window where you see the Widow like to perch up on the defense? But either way, they have to know that he's going to be coming forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be hopping into Anubis, and we actually do have a sub in as well. And Human from the side of NYX going to be taken out, put in exchange for Tea Time, or Tea Time will be put in exchange. And Bermuda Academy going to be electing to defend this time around, so they will still be on the left in blue for those of you at home. NYX similarly on the right in red.
Well, a sub means that usually you're putting a specialist into the field. I am hoping, and I've got my fingers crossed for NYX, that they had the Sombra player lined up. Either a Sombra player or a McCree, because you need to start countering this Doomfist.
Yeah, it's certainly going to have to happen that way. We are waiting on the teams to get readied up, but as we say that, team's going to be giving us the signal to go ahead and lock into Anubis. Once again, we're going to be having Bermuda going up against NYX. Very excited to see this matchup. Hoping NYX can kind of turn it around from what we saw in Busan.
Yes, Doomfist left alone is absolutely deadly. He will rip apart your backline, he will rip apart your spine, then he will send along your spleen, and you'll find yourself in a body bag, being sent along to spawn the hard way, only to have all of those little body bits immediately rest up nice and shiny, yellow glow. Sometimes if it's a Mercy, a little bit of a helping hand, and then suddenly you have to trudge all the way back, only to find yourself back and spawn again because the Doom has been camping outside the door.
You paint a grisly picture of a world with Doomfist, but it looks like that, at least for the defense, might not be an immediate concern. They're instead going to be going with a Junkrat. This is the second time we've seen Junkrat on this map today, so kind of surprising that we are seeing so much of the Outback Explosivesmen.
It's starting to feel a little bit like Overwatch League Season 1 in here, to be honest. What do you think about this pick? The Cruz is teasing us with Symmetra, and in the meta, it's a viable pick.
It certainly can be. I think that
they're doing the teleport bastion. They're doing the teleport the bastion up to the hybrid trap.
It's gonna be Grizzly Tea Time. I guess they wanted a bastion specialist to hop into game, and we saw that. Well, you might have seen that trap and mine combo coming in from Brooks right at the start of the match. Right at the entrance of attack. Not going to be going for it. They're going to be going for the right-hand side. Teleporting right onto top. Shields getting set up. And Tea Time getting put up by the Mei wall. That is a good response. Not quite going to be punished. However, Max Dimencio not quite able to focus down or get his team to focus down that bastion. And right now, NYX looking pretty comfortable on this high ground with the exception of Dad Please Yes. Going to be taking a low ground path right now. Just trying to push in a little bit. Trying to work these angles. However, it is slow going for the time being.
It's very slow going, and if they get collapsed upon, which is what you see teams do, and look, all of the picks coming in blue.
Yeah, absolutely. Brooks going to be doing some work with that Junkrat, the Immortality Field coming through, although I don't know it was necessarily needed at that time, but it's going to help them ensure the fight either way. And with this, we're going to be seeing a little bit of a swap-up. Cruz going to the Pharah.
And they wasted all of that time trying to get that bastion strategy to work. If it works, it pays dividends. You get that point A almost instantly. But Bermuda, they play smart, they disengage, they get out of the immediate lines of sight, and they just wait. They play the patience game. They're the defenders. They can burn all the time they need.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing some combos try to come in with the Halt Accretion Rock coming in. The Concussion Blast coming in, going to be knocking Dembeck off the high ground. That might be a very significant positioning adjustment coming through from the side of NYX. However, they're not quite able to capitalize upon it. They're really still just here staying at the choke. It's going to be the player of EMF getting hit by the Accretion Rock, taking a little bit of a knee, and this Maywall coming out, making Dad Please Yes stuck a little bit in front of the choke. Might not be the situation, and NYX does not look like they know which way they want to go. The tank's posturing up to go to the left route, but really the supports do not seem to be following them. Crew's going to be sectioned off by that Mei wall before they can get into the hallway. And as we see Tea Time currently coming back from spawn, Cruz and company just looking a little bit distracted with where they want to go right now, as the rest of the team going to be pushing up onto that continued left side. The Junkrat Tower is going to be coming out, however. Will it find any purchase? It's going to find the pharmacy.
NYX are just looking a little bit lost. The dogs without their leads at the moment. They've lost their mercy. They really need to just disengage, try to get back to spawn as painlessly as possible. Bermuda, you know, they're more than happy to give them a little bit of a helpful hand towards that.
Yeah, maybe not as painlessly, but they will get back to spawn as quickly as possible. A big anti-nade coming through from Carrots. Probably won't end up securing any kills, but you're still going to get a little bit of damage coming through. T-Time taking down Dembek. This might be the opportunity that NYX can capitalize upon. However, we're seeing Dad Please Yes pop that grab. Flux coming in, going to be dropping everybody, but there is not a whole lot of follow-through. Brooks getting brought dangerously low before being dropped by that big ol' accretion rock. The May Blizzard not quite going out. It doesn't look like it actually left the May's hand before she got killed by EMF. That is going to be crucial. NYX finally getting some retake here. Carrots on this high ground looking kind of stuck for a spot.
You do see Bermuda like grouping up. They're thinking about contesting this. They managed to sleep the Orisa, so NYX can move on to that.
Yeah, and we're seeing Raid continue to take down with this Ana. We talk about the Ana's kind of in the background, but this Ana looking to take the fight right to the opposing defending team here. And T-Time continuing to rack up the kills, as well as point A tips over in favor of NYX.
If you're Bermuda, though, you do have a failsafe. You've got Kuyo, who has this gravitational flux, and you know that NYX, they're not running a Lucio, they're not running a Batiste, they have no defensive ultimate to answer for this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all going to be about the follow-up here as we get moving. We're seeing the team of NYX take up this left side positioning. Crew's going to be, or excuse me, Micro going to be popping that Valkyrie to come through rather quickly. The Maywall coming up, separating the Orisa and company from getting onto the point. But now that it is through, we are seeing Micro trying to help out their Widow with that Valkyrie Mercy action onto point, while the rest of their team is just trying to brawl it out. It doesn't look like any kills are going either way, though. This needs to be a little bit more of a decisive battle from NYX, and Dad Please Yes taking down Brooks might be what they need to kind of put the vigor in their step. The big pickup from Sigma coming in, and the slam. Kuya going to be taking down Dad Please Yes with the cleanup afterwards. Micro picking up Cruz, but the kills have just not been coming in fast enough for NYX. It looks like it's a little bit of a fallback right now.
They're trying to just eco push at the moment. At least that's what they should be doing. EMF is trying to build these superchargers up. Dad Please is trying to get this gravitational flux. Raid, he has the nano. You know, he's sitting happy. He's done his bit. He's just trying to keep all of his team up and alive. Because if you look, Bermuda, they burned quite a lot just trying to keep a hold of this point. You see Brooks has actually swapped onto the Hanzo, looking to just contest T-Time.
Yeah, absolutely. T-Time, in fact, going to be taken down Brooks, so that plan perhaps not working out too well for them this time around, and it looks like we're going to see the team get right on the point. The Tank and Doomfist getting sectioned off. Crew's going to be having that Meteor Strike right on the hip, though, taking down the Immortality Field. Getting the Nano, however, he needs to be very careful to not get frozen and slept. Getting CC'd like it's Season 12 up in here. Brooks continuing to do a ton of damage with that Junkrat. The Sigma going to be lifting everybody up, but the kills not looking like they want to quite come through. But as I say that, put the words right out of my mouth. Brooks going to be killed by Dad Please Yes. However, it will continue to be Bermuda continuing to hold.
T-Time got cocky. And cocky widows are dead widows. T-Time actually gives up the high ground, gives up the advantage. If he goes for the high ground all the way above that point, then Bermuda have to send at least one resource to commit to try and take him down. But he actually drops onto that main road right beside the point, and so all the Junker has to do is turn around, and it's a mine in the face. Goodbye, hello, respawn.
Yeah, absolutely the case, and we're seeing now a little bit of a different approach coming through from NYX. They're going to be going right up the gut, and with that being said, they are facing a Orisa barrier, and they get brought into a May wall as they back out from the choke. They need to be perhaps a little bit more decisive. Right now, they don't look like they really want to push forward. Brooks on this Genji as a little bit of a swap up. The kills now going through, T-Time being dealt with by that Genji player, and Max Dimentio showing that Brooks is not the only DPS player on this team right now. It is looking grisly for NYX. They have to make something happen here.
Yeah, make something happen with what, Sir Wolf? They have hardly anything. You're seeing the swaps. T-Time is forced onto the trace just to try and touch in point because they have that 15 seconds now. You see the Hammond come out. This is the desperation picks. Bermuda, they're sitting comfortable. They've got ultimates to try and last this point out.
Yeah, absolutely. That May Blizzard going to be something that they really are going to be pretty comfortable utilizing. That Hammond coming in right into a May, getting halted, then focused down by the entirety of the team. They needed to do it just to get onto point, but it's going to be a trickle factor by now. Crew's going to be taking down Brooks, but it might not be enough as we see NYX going one by one, and sure enough, falling one by one. It's just going to be the lone Pharah in the sky. She can't get off her point for too long, otherwise it doesn't even matter as we see basically NYX not getting a single take.
Yeah, they were able to get through just at the last minute, but Bermuda, they'd been holding on to so many ultimates. They had so much in the bank that as soon as NYX show any sign of committing, they just get jumped on immediately and torn apart.
Yeah, and it definitely seemed like there was quite a bit of hesitance coming out of NYX, so much that it gave Max Dimencio a lot more opportunities to create those May walls, because when you're stuck in one spot, it lets the May line them up a little bit easier.
Well, that's what May thrives off of. If
Yeah,
you don't want to commit, if you're worried, if you're a main tank and you don't know if you're going to walk forward and the rest of your team are behind you and you tiptoe, that's when the May immediately just strikes. She pounces. She's like a horror movie so often. She's there in the shadows with that wall, always ready for any unsuspecting Ryan who just goes a little bit too slowly for a choke. And he's like, oh yeah, everything's fine, everything's safe. There's just the giant road ahead of me. And then suddenly, bam! You're stuck and you're trapped with 6 people who are all intent on killing you.
Well, sometimes it truly does happen that way. How many of us can say we haven't been trapped in a room with 6 people trying to kill us? It's just a part of
In
life.
Overwatch,
at some point,
I would
Moxie.
hope.
Oh, yeah, sure. Overwatch. Yeah, okay, yeah. But this time, it looks like we're going to get your wish here, Moxie, as we do see Brooks hopping onto the Sombra. Now, whether this is just for scouting or they intend to use it, who knows?
It's the wrong team. So. Brooks has been the one who's been popping off on the Doomfist, and NYX, they're still adamant that they can shut him down. T-Time is going to be on the Ash, and Cruz is going to be on the Junkrat, so we can assume he's going to try and bait the Doomfist, or would try to bait the Doomfist, and lay a trap down in the hopes that the Doomfist would unknowingly spring into action and trap his toe. But that's not going to happen because Brooks is going to be invisible.
Yeah, Brooks could be doing a little bit of a routing maneuver here, trying to get behind the team, perhaps just to do a little bit of distraction, as we can see, taking up that high ground positioning area, while the rest of Bermuda Academy just kind of mellows out. That being said, Max Dimencio going to take the opportunity to absolutely slash into T-Time, and the collapse here onto the side of NYX goes strong. There are trades back and forth, but so far it's leaning in favor of Bermuda, and right now not even too many hacks going through. Dad, please, yes, going to get hacked, but that will be about it, as Bermuda going to be taking the point real quick.
NYX, they play so passively. They let Bermuda dictate how that fight happened. That's never what you want to happen as defense. If you're on Orisa, you have the halt. You dictate where your enemy is, but no, they play far back. And then Bermuda just absolutely collapses onto them. They sense the weakness, they sense the mercy in that backline, and it's go time.
Yeah, fortunately for the side of NYX, Bermuda Academy not able to build up too many ults off of the back of that, so right now we're going to be seeing just a little bit more standard of a fight as Bermuda rushes right on the point. Sombra playing in the backlines, trying to focus down those weak targets, also probably making those shot calls out to who is really weak. We're going to be seeing the Sombra translocate out, but the rest of their team not going to be seeming to mind. The Orisa Battle Bongo going to be coming out, the damage amplification there just to try to give their team a little bit of a boost, and you got to think it's going to be looking pretty good. That Hammond gets hacked. You had to have expected that if your dad, please. Yes, the Diva Bomb to follow, just clearing more and more room off the point. The EMP going out, Cruz, Raid, and T-Time all stuck out. None of those characters want to get caught out without their abilities. They can't move. And now the Genji Blade just to sure things up. Probably not even necessary, but Bermuda Academy is still going to take the point.
It's a celebratory. You know, yeah. it's a. I'm gonna pull the dragon out because we took the point in an impossible time bank. Like to give you an indication on just how quickly that point was taken. There's only one EMP and it's only just hit as point B gets taken.
So I think that's what we in the business call a smear, a wipe.
That's definitely a smear.
Yeah.
That's kind of a little bit like a bronze team trying to defend against a grandmasters is what I would say. It was rough. NYX, they play too passively, and this is a mistake that we've seen come haunt them on Busan, and now it's haunting them on Anubis. They need to start going for the throat. They need to start having that killer instinct that Bermuda just seems to have and possess naturally.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Bermuda, they definitely have been a team for quite a while. Again, before they were previously the redacted squad. So they have this familiarity with each other. They know each other's tendencies, and they know, hey, when we're pushing, we're all pushing. NYX, don't know if they're necessarily as new a team, but they're definitely ones we're not so familiar with. So they may have a little bit of that hesitance, that wait and see aspect, because they're not familiar with, oh, hey, our tank's going to go, so we all go.
Well, you need your tanks to create space. And tanks create space by playing aggressively. Tanks create space if you're Orisa or Reinhardt, it doesn't really matter. You can pick. You can choose either Winston, you can choose Reinhardt, you can choose Orisa. If you're teaching someone on how to play any of those tanks, the first thing you will say is be aggressive, but not too aggressive. Know when to pull out, but you do have to go in. You have to have that trust behind you. You have to go, okay, I have to go in. I know that 6 of them, but I have 2 supports behind me, 2 DPS at my sides. We can do this.
Absolutely. You have to have that strong tank mindset. So hopefully, while we're in the process of selecting our next map, NYX can be able to have some conversations between themselves, pick themselves back up. And it looks like we're going to be seeing and Human get swapped back in for tea time while the maps are kind of getting settled.
Yeah, tea time, apparently the Bastion specialist. Bastion didn't exactly pay out for them on Anubis. They tried. Didn't quite work, unfortunately. Maybe if you had the Orisa try to halt a couple of Bermuda out of position so that the Bastion can then just burn them down with that Gatling gun, but it doesn't just work out that way.
Yeah, not quite. The ban coming through from Bermuda will be Eichenwald, so there is not going to be quite any more of the Germantown, I believe, to be played through. Instead, it will be the side of NYX choosing to go on to Nepal. And we've seen Nepal earlier today, Moxie, and what do you think we're going to be seeing this time around?
Doomfist. Like, Doomfist, I feel like anyone can ask anyone about any map on Overwatch. It can be quick play, it can be competitive, it can be team-based casted games and scrims and all of that. And there will be a Doomfist on the field. This is just a meta where Doomfist is thriving, and you're seeing all of these players, including the Doomfist mains, confess that, yeah, the hero is just a little bit broken at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what good does double barriers do you if you're just going to have a character you're going to punch through them? You know, it just makes sense. That being said, I got to agree. We were talking a little bit before about how you might see some Pharah play here, but these teams haven't been leaning on that Pharah necessarily too much. So I think that there's some potential we might see some change up. And I mean, we have a few minutes to kind of wait and ponder that, but while we do have a few moments, I want to go ahead and remind everybody in the Twitch chat below, definitely go ahead and post your vote for the MVP of the match. The most valuable player award as voted by you guys. We want to know who's popping off, and we want to know who you guys think is popping off, because sometimes, at least I, get it completely wrong.
Well, I don't think anyone's going to be getting it wrong. Like, you look at the kill feed, you look at the positionings, you look at who initiates the fights and gets the opening pick to Brooks. It has to be. The name is just there, straight away.
Absolutely. Have seen some some shockers come up through the MVP chat, but let us know in the chat who you think's popping off. Show us and the teams that encouragement. In the meantime, we're going to be hopping on to the side of Nepal, and really excited to get rolling here. At the moment, it looks like Bermuda going to be maybe opting for the Hammond, but that might also be a swap onto the Sigma as soon as the gates open up.
Well, actually, Bermuda, they're going to field their own Pharah. I do believe this is the first time we've seen them opt into the Pharmacy. Carrots is probably just going to get that initial speed boost, and there it is, the swap onto the Mercy. NYX, they did the double with the Pharmacy, and they decided it wasn't for them because Brooks just shot them straight out of the guy.
Yeah, absolutely. But the game going to be getting right under action here. Dembeck going deep into the back line of NYX, but getting halted, not landing the slam quite appropriately, and Human going to be freezing them in place. And Cruz just using that Torbjorn right click to just put some massive damage into that big old target. And right now, this is kind of the aggression we needed to see. They hopped on their target, and they're going to take point because of it.
They are, and I don't think we actually talked about it or addressed it, but Cruz didn't bait us with the Torbjorn. It was a genuine pick, and against Pharah, this is true. This is a genuine pick because you have that turret that you can set up anywhere on the map. It means that if Bermuda want to take it down and take away all the damage it's doing and whittling their HPs down, they have to commit.
Yeah, absolutely. And the turret looking like it's going to be set up right on point, getting nice and cozy. Going to be blocked off by a May wall, however, as the rest of Bermuda pushing right up into it. They're going to be seeing the swaps from Brooks and Max Dimencio onto the Reaper May. And right now, not a lot of kills coming through. The May wall blocking off the side of NYX. Not a lot of contests going to be able to be resolved until that wall comes down, which it does without many kills coming through. Dad Please, yes, going to be killed by Drake with a slew of assists coming through from the rest of their team. And right now, it's not looking great as Cruz and company get wiped out. Brooks doing such a good job on that Reaper, applying the pressure right where it needs to be. And it's just going to be Raid trying to stall out to little avail.
So often I have to ask the age-old question. How many people does it take to kill the Sigma?
According to Killfeed, 4.
Well, there you go, folks. The age-old question has been answered. We are seeing a couple of ultimates coming up and online. They do just circles filling in. Cruz does have that molten core, as I like to call it, molten floor. Micro does have that sign barrier, which is going to let his team get all of that nice, lovely aggression that we saw in the first engagement. They're going to gather it up. They're going to, they're going to paint some war paint on their faces, and they're going to march straight in.
Yeah, the Torg are going to be throwing that nacho cheese everywhere, and now the kills are coming through for the side of NYX. And this is, again, you see that Torb. It's kind of a silly thing, but you see that ult, you know you're just going to have a Torb running in there. The rest of the team going to really get behind them, and because of that, they're taking point again.
Yeah, and they won that entire fight off that one ultimate. They have so many ultimates stored up in the bank for when Bermuda try and make this approach. Bermuda themselves, they are going to have this coalescence, and Denbeck is going to have the supercharges. Karis is probably going to have a sign barrier to answer micro. We're probably going to see just the supercharges be placed down at mirror occasions.
Yeah, Denbeck going to be placing theirs a little bit earlier. The pickup coming through, but the Lucio going to be landing the sound barrier, hitting 5 members. 1 member does go down. That's going to be Cruz. Not going to be able to place any more turrets for the time being. But Raid taking out Max Dimension is going to even things up before EMF drops. Now Favor looking for the side of Bermuda Academy, especially as Brooks going to be throwing that Death Blossom and the Gravitational Flux in. It's going to be going over to Bermuda.
I would say those are 2 ultimates that they maybe should have kept in pocket. NYX is going to have the 1 ultimate on the table for both of these 2 teams, and that will be the supercharges. You just sacrificed your staying power. You just sacrificed your Sigma ultimate, which dictates where exactly the enemy is, and you just sacrificed your Reaper ultimate, which you could combine with. NYX are gonna have the 1 ultimate, the huge advantage, but the May down early, they have to pull back.
Yeah, not going to have much of an advantage when you're 1 man down in a team-based game. Not going to quite be working, but Cruz looking to get some exit kills as Max Dimencio going to be falling, trying to make the runaway with the Torb, not going to quite be finding it. However, and it's looking pretty high up there for Bermuda Academy. They're definitely building up that point percentage.
They definitely are. It's approaching that last fight territory that all losing teams dread to hear, because it means that a lot of ultimates are going to be thrown in. And you can think, okay, either we go in with everything, or we save it all for the overtime. I would hope that they do split, they 50-50. Micro would be able to touch the point.
Oh, and Cruz going to be throwing that Molten Core in there, however, does get knocked down by Brooks before about half of it could get even launched out there. And Drake going to be cleaning up with that Coalescence, keeping everybody healthy and damaged if they're on the opposing team. And right now we're seeing a little bit of a nestled position from the 2 tanks on the side of NYX. Not going to be quite finding what they need, however, Brooks then doing the clean up. And the Sigma ult coming through, but Dad, yes, please, gonna be getting killed before too much damage can go through on it. And because of that, despite getting to 99, Bermuda's gonna take the first point.
But there are signs of life.
Yes.
NYX have identified the problem, I do believe. They now know that they do have to go in. Overwatch is a game where it relies on you getting the kill first, not the other way around. So that there's still a chance for this.
And how ironic is it that they go in more aggressively than we've seen on perhaps one of the most stationary heroes with Torbjorn. Well, his turret is stationary, but it's weird for me to see Torb get that aggressive, and that's what they decide to activate their aggro on.
Oh, so you've never been chased down by an angry Torbjorn wielding a hammer intent on smashing both of your legs with it?
Oh, I've been that Torbjorn, so I don't have to worry about it.
Oh, you've been the Torbjorn? You were the one who killed me when I was there? Gosh darn it, I knew your name sounded familiar. Well, Cruz is going to be on the Symmetra, apparently going for the mozzarella strats are NYX at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. But the Maywall going to be coming in from Max Dimencio, preventing, well, both Maywalls going to be coming in, preventing anybody from getting onto point. But Cruz, as we said, on that sim, trying to get those barrier damages done. But EMF going to be falling. That means no main tank for the side of NYX. And although they might take first point, it's going to be tough to hold it without that barrier potential. And with Cruz going down, you're not going to be able to have that tank busting capability. The Maywall coming in from the side of Anhuman to try and hold out. Not going to quite be the case, as Bermuda going to get the flip.
Well, Cruz is going to actually go on to this far, so they're all going to be cooped up Bermuda, a little bit like a microwave. Well, that would probably have been... No! It's going to be Cruz. They thought about going with the fur, but it's the Junkrat to match Brook. This is an interesting one. I don't think I've ever seen Junkrat played so much in one day of Overwatch.
Yeah, this is quite a dirty game in terms of character selection, just because Junkrat's dirty. And we're seeing Cruz get taken out rather quickly, not even getting too much of an opportunity to use that Junkrat. Everybody on the side of NYX getting brought dangerously low, so much so that Ray's going to be popping that Coalescence, trying to keep them alive, not going to be succeeding, taking a big hit by a rock to the forehead for their troubles, and they're going to be walking away with the supports, but that's about all that walks away as Cruz rejoins the fray.
Defending Junkrat is always going to have a massive advantage over attacking Junkrat. Junkrat thrives on just being able to spam damage down the chokes. That's exactly what you see Brooks do. He's coming up to that tire. He can hit a big one. Micro has nothing to answer this with. If you can get either of the supports or a tank down, that's going to be fun. Oh no, it hits the Sigma!
Yeah, and the Sigma going to be the first to fall in this fight. Brooks using that rip tire. Max Dimencio going to be cleaning up without that secondary tank to really give a lot of credence to. It's going to be the side of Bermuda getting very aggressive here. And right now, it's just not looking good for NYX.
Bermuda can afford to be as aggressive as they like. They have all of the ultimates in the world. Brooks just used Tire, yes, but look, they've already got the supercharges, they've got the Flux, they've got a Blizzard, and they've got the Barrier. NYX, on the other hand, they've got nothing.
Yeah, and it's going to be dead. Yes, please, getting section off. However, he will be the first one focused down, and because of that, the remaining members of Bermuda just gonna flow in and get some massive kills. They're gonna be seeing the Sigma pop that Gravitic Flux just to try to lock down anybody coming out of the point. It's just going to be the one. Max Dimencio throwing the Blizzard onto point to stall out, and Human on that Doomfist going to be taking a drop. And with that, we see Bermuda taking our third and final map.
I didn't get my wish so often. It wasn't all the way to the end of the line at all.
No. Well,
I'm sure
always
NYX were wishing it was.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, we're going to be seeing Bermuda take it in a pretty decisive game, unfortunately for them, that is. And unfortunately, if you're a fan of long Overwatch games, which, you know, I tend to be. But with that being said, this means that, of course, Bermuda will be moving on to the next round. Going to be feeling pretty comfortable about that. But not the end we've seen of NYX. They will be hanging around in our losers bracket, fighting for their chance for survival. And as I'm seeing here, we are waiting to currently see if we're going to have anybody from Bermuda hopping in for a quick interview. But before we get them in, would like to give you guys a reminder. Don't forget to vote for those MVPs down in the Twitch chat below. Let us know who you think is popping off so we can announce it at the end of the game. And with that, it looks like it's going to be Dembeck hopping in here to have the interview, Mox.
Well, this will be interesting. I was hoping for Brooks, not gonna lie. But I mean, Dembeck will do. We got the victors, the well-deserved victors. Bermuda definitely had a dominant showing over NYX. NYX just, they didn't have the magic that Bermuda had. They hadn't really managed to unlock the puzzle box of when to go aggressive, when not to go aggressive, when to keep ultimates in the pocket. And Overwatch, if you want to win, you have to have those things mastered, especially at this level.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that being said, we will have Dembeck themselves hopping in to chat with us. Dembeck, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I had a good time.
Fantastic.
Well, you certainly seemed a little bit of a stomping grounds today, I think it would be fair to say. What exactly was the feeling on the comms?
You know, we just tried to... Sometimes when we have official matches that actually like matter, we get into our heads a little bit and we try to play a little bit more safe. We tried to not do that, just have a little bit more fun and, you know, go for plays that we knew that we could support and stuff like that. So, you know, we actually like did stuff instead of just sitting and waiting for them to kill us. So, yeah.
Well, you were definitely very aggressive. Can I ask what was your favorite play that you managed to pull off in that series?
I think, I mean, I play Risa, so I don't make plays very often, but I think Brooks had a play on Anubis. They had a Widowmaker, and we were struggling to deal with them. He goes, "Guys, wait, I'm a genius." He swaps to Junkrat, and he double mines in the back line, and he kills the Widowmaker. So I think that was his. I think that was his favorite play.
So Brooks is the ideas man, the sort of evil mastermind behind the team, if you will.
Behind some stuff, yeah, especially the Junkrat. That's his favorite thing currently.
Well, he was definitely popping off. But as an Orisa, you're kind of the main figurehead of the team. It's up to you to stay alive, to make sure that your supports are safe. What would you say it takes to be a successful main tank in the current meta?
Just know what you're talking about and be able to do stuff confidently. It's like it doesn't really, like, I mean it does, but it's not too impactful like what you do as long as you are decisive in doing it. Because if you don't do anything, you'll lose. So you just have to do something when stuff happens. Basically, very vaguely.
It sounds a lot like being a caster then.
Yeah, we could probably swap jobs and nobody would notice. Okay, Dumbek, let's see your best caster voice.
I don't know. I don't have any footage to cast. But, I mean, I could.
Okay, imagine that your Orisa just got a 6-person pull off of the attackers who just walked out of Rialto.
Okay, we are here on Rialto. The attacker is walking out of front, pushing the cart over the bridge. As the Orisa goes for a quick pull, 6K off the bridge. It's incredible. I don't know.
Wow, radio
My
announcer voice right
job
there.
is, I feel like we're friends now.
Dembeck, honorary caster for Bermuda Academy, as deemed
That's
by
me.
Waltham and Moxie.
You have our stamps of approval. I'm sure that matters for something.
Fantastic.
I mean, have you always been an Orisa main, or have you dabbled in the other tank?
Well, my role on the team is main tank, so I play Rhine, Orisa, Winston, and Wrecking Ball. And right now I'm just playing Orisa because that's, you know, what's good. But I like Rhine the most.
So Ryan's the favorite.
Yeah.
Any
Definitely.
particular reason for that, other than the fact that you get to smack people around as a German pensioner with one large rocket-propelled hammer?
Rhine, you can make a lot more plays. Like on Orisa and on Winston on Ball, right? You set up plays for other people, but on Rhine, you do a lot of the work. So it's just fun to actually, like, you know, make stuff happen and see results of your own play and not of your teammates.
And have you ever asked, as a Rhine main, have you ever asked your team before 2-2-2 to just go 5 supports and pocket the hell out of you?
Yes, many times. It's very
And
fun.
how did that one play out?
Not well, but that's okay.
I mean, it's not about the results, right? It's about the having fun and taking part. Or no, that's what the list is saying. And since you guys won, and definitely pretty dominantly, it's not going to be your last match in this tournament. So, got any words for your future opponents?
Expect everything and nothing, because a lot of times we don't know what we're doing until we're doing it. So, good luck, I guess.
That sounds a lot like casting. So that definitely sounds a lot like casting. Maybe you can flex.
Flex caster.
You know, sometimes play support, sometimes cast it. It would make for one hell of a shot caller, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's just about everything. As we always like to ask, do you have anyone that you'd like to thank? Anyone that you'd like to take this moment of spotlight to shout out?
You know, just everyone on my team, you know, all the staff, the players, you know, we have a good time. It's fun. We win tournaments. Yeah.
Well, you certainly won this match. Congratulations. And thank you for joining us. That was Dembeck, the main tank for Bermuda. Well, Sir Waltham, our time together has been short, and I fear that it grows shorter.
Yes, but fortunately, before it ends, I do have some MVPs to announce. So the MVP player for this round going to actually be on the side of NYX. It's going to be Dad Please Yes 360 as the viewers' choice. So viewers, thank you for showing that love to Dad Please Yes. I have a feeling a lot of it was because of the name, But even if it wasn't, congratulations, Dad, please. You did a great job out there. Congratulations to Bermuda Academy. And thank you once again to everybody out there showing the support to these teams, showing the support to the tournament and to our casting. But we're about to wrap it up here for the Overwatch All-Stars Brawl for the night. So on behalf of everybody here, I want to say a big thank you for your casting entertainment. I have been Sir Waltham. You can catch me on Twitch or Twitter at Sir Waltham.
And I have been Got Moxie. You can catch up to me and stalk me because, you know, that's what people do in the 21st century so often. We use social media websites to find out everything about a person. You can find me at Got Moxie with 2 T's because double the fun.
All right. Fantastic. And everybody out there, we hope you have a great evening and stay safe, everybody.